Hey, how's it going? Oh boy, it's been a while since I was making a video off in the woods. I haven't actually been going on a lot of walks, a little bit here and there, and always still going to get water and stuff. But I haven't gone on much in the way of exploration walks lately. Yeah, but you know, we've had some pretty nice weather over the last week. So I thought today, it was a little late in the day to go on a long walk, but I thought I'd head up and I'm gonna just clear the trail. You know, just clear the trail off the behind the house. So I'm just up behind the house, and the ridge kind of bumps up. I'm on kind of like the first level, I'd say. Yeah, so that was really fun clearing the trail, and it's amazing at this time of year. You know, it's the rainy season now, and it's just so lush, and things grow so fast. And I mean, I know that trail behind the house quite well, but whew, there are times like, wow, all right, it's over there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's grown over so much that I can almost not see it. You can still see the trail a little bit because I've walked it enough, but yeah, it's quite a wild time of year. Yeah, so every time of year is great. Yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little thing, check in. Don't know what to say really. Keeping a close eye on the Arctic sea ice, of course. Seems like the state at the moment is, it's not lowest in area, but it's lowest in volume by far, I think. Anyway, we'll see where it goes this year. One thing I often do is say, oh, well, when the Arctic sea ice is finally gone, I'm going to do a video and say this is the most, this is like a pivot time, you know. But really, we're already in it anyway, I think. We don't have to wait till the ice is gone. The effect is already being seen, you know. I still think that when the ice is actually gone, at least for a period of time, that just the exponential factor will probably build up. But, you know, that's just what I think. I'm not I'm not a climate researcher or anything, but just from what I've been reading. Anyway, yeah, but you know, for instance, Paul Beckwith did a recent video about, I forget what date, was it July 20th or something? Where the jet streams have been crossing over the equator, not just from the north to the south, but also the south up. So that's quite significant. It's not the first time. And Monsieur Beckwith did a video like a year or more, a little more ago, saying basically the same thing. Although, to be honest, this one, he showed how it was around the planet, around the whole world. He was showing how this jet stream fragmentation was crossing over the equator. Basically, he went all the way around the world on Earth.Null School, which is a great resource actually if you're wanting to have a look. Yeah, so that was quite something to see, you know. Yeah, so we're in the big times right now. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that care. You know, I'm friends with a lot of them on Facebook, and they're writing a lot of great stuff. Lots of great stuff, you know. Big and small. Like, there's big writers that have a lot of readership, I guess, and others that don't, but it doesn't matter because they're basically all doing the same thing, you know what I mean? They're all putting their bit in. Let's see, what else did I see recently? Yeah, so I'll put links in the whatever description for like Paul's video. And oh yeah, there's another video I watched with some woman, I don't know, from wherever, basically completely dissing Guy McPherson. And it's not the first time I've seen that. Anyway, they always get it wrong, right? They're basically saying, you know, you should just jump off a bridge now. That's what Monsieur McPherson is saying. But that's, of course, not what he's saying at all. Anyway, so they always screw it up. And again, it's just their opinion anyway, so who cares, right? But it doesn't really upset. I'm sure it upsets him and others that get slagged, and for good reason. But I don't know, people can say whatever they want. Most people just talking out of their ass anyway. Kind of what I do, right? Anyway, so, yep. So there's that going on. Well, then there's the more serious stuff, like scientists, and Michael Mann's got a lot of coverage for comment he mentioned on this article about the, what was it called, the uninhabited Earth or something, that I think had interviewed Guy McPherson and others, but didn't give any reference at all about where he was getting this information from. Anyway, it was quite a good article, strong, I think. But anyway, you know, people like Michael Mann and other scientists were he's saying, no, it's not that bad, you know. It's like, well, I don't know. He has a job to preserve, right? That's what, I mean, a lot of people will say that as a counter, right? Oh, he's like a tenure, he's a professor at some university and has a job and money. But that sounds reasonable to me. Anyway, oops, I just hit mic. Yeah. So, right, so there's all that. That was a big, oh, there's a big ant on me. Get off me, oh, bugger. Gotta be careful, there's lots of insects right now. See, I'm sitting on the rock. See this rock I'm sitting on? I like to often sit on the ground while I do these. Oh, let's have a look. So here's a little panoramic view of where I am. I like to do, you can see how it's sort of a little bit of a, it's not flat because it drops off here really steep and over here really steep, but it's a little bit of a level area. It's kind of a nice spot. But anyway, sitting on the ground, which I often do, I like to sit on the ground, right? Connect with the earth. Anyway, but it's just like, oh, Jesus, you just get big ants crawling over you, little ants crawling over you. God knows what else might crawl over you. Anyway, so I pick a rock because it seems a bit more pleasant. Not to mention the ground is saturated, so it's wet, which is fine. That's not a big problem. Getting wet, right? Basically right now, everything's wet. Like my clothes are always damp, right? Actually, we've had a few days of no rain at all, or just minimal, like in the late afternoon. So my clothes have actually managed to dry out a little bit. But quite often at this time of year, it's just like nothing really totally dries. Anyway, whatever, it's fine. I just keep all my windows open, try to keep air circulation going. And windows, I say windows, but there's no glass, it's just shutters, right? So, anyway, so what else is new? There's the stuff with the climate. Yeah, so anyway, mid-September, who knows? I mean, the climate's getting so screwy, you just don't know when. Usually the minimum is mid-September, right? In the Arctic sea ice. But who knows? Maybe it'll end up being mid-October or something, and people are going, oh, well, it might be okay this year, we might not lose all the ice, and then suddenly get like a month or two of crazy warm weather in October. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that kind of stuff, it's so unpredictable now that could easily happen. I mean, look at the winter last year in the Arctic, and how the anomalies in that, where it was like really, really, really warm compared to where it should be. Anyway, so Arctic sea ice. What else is going on? Well, you know, as usual news, stupid idiot stuff, especially the Trump stuff, really, it's like, I wish people would stop talking about him. If they're going to impeach the guy, impeach him, you know. I mean, who cares? It'll be some other idiot that gets in, so. Anyway, it's by hardly okay, I'm going to do one caveat. It's hardly the worst thing going on right now, and like next to the climate situation, it's basically a distraction. It might even be a real distraction, right? Oh, it's getting sunny. Let's darken this down a bit. Yeah, that's better. Ah, so nice to see the sun. Yeah. Anyway, or it could be an on-purpose distraction, right? For sure. I mean, that could easily be what's going on with the powers that be. Oh, let's keep the populace occupied with silly things. What's that? Oh, it's an interesting. Oh, there's so many interesting insects. What else? Yeah, don't know what else to say. Yeah, like maybe it's now is the rainy season. I don't do a lot of hiking, so maybe I have nothing to say, or maybe I've just already said it all. I'm not. I haven't said it all. I've said everything I feel like I need to say. But anyway, yeah. Maybe I'll switch it and you can see what's around here. Yeah, that's better. You can listen to the birds. You can view the forest. Quite a few mosquitoes up here today. I recently put a video up of mosquitoes. I mean, the first video was from the mountains, like the Rockies somewhere. But anyway, anywhere in the boreal forest in northern Canada, the mosquitoes are just unbelievable. It's really impossible to explain to people that haven't experienced it. Oh, there's a nice, look at that. Oh, can we get that? Oh. Sorry. Trying to find the bug. Yeah. Anyway, but there's mosquitoes here too. But they're not that bad, you know. But, oh, big ant on me again. But here's the thing about mosquitoes here. At least in this part of the world. There's malaria and dengue, right? Are the two main culprits in getting sick from them. Dengue, I think, is more common up here. I don't think there's much malaria, but I could be wrong. People always ask if you should get shots, malaria and stuff. I always say I don't bother. But anyway, you should do what you need to do. Should we do maybe, let's do a walk. Maybe I'll just lock in here. Gorgeous. Oh, so beautiful. It's like because the air is thick too, right? It's moist. And it's a bit like a chiaroscuro. Is that how you pronounce it? Chiaroscuro. Anyway, that kind of painting that's so gorgeous. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop this and sort of get set up again, and then I'll do a bit of walking, video walking. Okay, here we go. We'll do some backwards shooting and then I'll switch it around again. Let's go here. Okay. I wonder if I should do it. No, let the automatic exposure go. Okay, so here we go. Walking. Keep an eye on the ground. See, I've got my, I was using that a lot today. Kind of special. They have lots of types of machetes up here. I was talking to my friend Gong about it. Because I brought my small forest axe to help her cut something in her garden. She couldn't get at it with a saw, you know, it's too boxed in. Anyway, you know, back in Canada we use axes a lot, and saws of course, but I use axes of various kinds, hatchets and things. Here, you don't see it so much. But one thing people don't use too much in Canada, I would say, are machete type, you know, big bladed type cutter things. But here they use them everywhere. That's what they use, right? Yeah, it's wild. Anyway, there's lots of different kinds, you know. Like this kind, see that curve? It's not sharp, oops. It's not sharp, see where my chin is? It's not sharp on this edge, it's sharp inside here. So it's great because you can swing it and it'll catch things. Anyways, especially good for low level things, I find, but probably use it for a lot of things. It's quite a thin blade, so you got to be careful what you cut with it, because I've cracked the blade before, chipped it, cutting, like there's this bit of a bamboo, like there's this growth that grows on bamboo that's just as hard as hell. I have no idea how that happens, but it's just like hard, like it was chipping the wood. Chipping the blade, I mean, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so, oh, where are we going? Oh, shoot, I missed my turn off. Did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, let's switch it. I'm going to show you something. Oh, I did it again, didn't press the button. Yeah, well, I went down the trail too far, so now I caught up with my own trail. Yeah. Shoot, what was I talking about? yeah, anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I was talking about the main trail there that I was sitting close by that rock. There's like motorbike tracks on it, so someone's going up to their little spot where they have, you know, coffee trees and tea trees and whatever else they're looking for up here. You know, they just bring their motorbike up. Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's amazing. Yeah, switch it. Oh yeah, I think it's amazing. Like these, oh my god. Like I'm pretty good on my motorbike. You know, if I do say so myself. Like I'm pretty good. Like I use it everywhere and go up the mountains and stuff. But there's no way I'm riding on these trails. No way. Even in the dry season I wouldn't. But the wet season, like going up is one thing, right? That's not too hard. I could do that for sure. At least to a certain point. And of course they know the trails. The people riding their motorbikes. It's not like they're going blind, riding it blind. But going down, yeah, this is a down that's scary to me. It's crazy, actually. Super crazy. Yeah, so here I am. I'm on the land where the house is. This is Gung and Pete Had's land. And what do we got here? Maybe I'll switch it so you can see. I did it again. Didn't press the button. Right. Lord, I gotta check. I guess I should check that it's rolling each time, eh? Anyway, so I'm walking down now. Walking down the trail. I was just talking about my boots. See, I've got my moccasin boots. They're, can you see? See, they're like, oh, they got a little fringe because, you know, always Western. But anyway, they're like half leggings with short ankle height, like moccasins that cover the ankle, you know? Kind of that wrap style. Wrap, like W-R-A-P wrap, I mean. Very, kind of really northern style, I think. But not a gathered toe, they're side seam, right? See the side seams? For me, that works really well. Look how pointed my feet are. My big toe is way ahead of everything else. So those kind of moccasins work really well for me because it follows the shape of the foot more. The gathered toe ones work too, and what happens is they're round at the front, but over time they change shape, right? But it takes a little tricky for a foot like mine to gauge how much the shape will change. And anyway, I usually do this style. Works better for me. But the other style is gorgeous, of course. And very traditional from the Northern Ontario area that I'm from. Yeah. We're just going down. We're not that far from the house, you know? Yeah. I can, just looking at the camera, it looks pretty nice and lush. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not too crazy thick. At least on the phone camera. Anyway, but it's really thick. Like, you could walk through off the trail easily, for sure. But, you know, a lot of this stuff's, this overgrowth is higher than me, you know. May not look it, but, yeah. Anyway, I was saying walking on the moccasins is really nice. Because you can feel everything on the ground, you know. And right now the ground is really soft. Well, actually, usually the ground is soft here, everywhere. So many layers of decomposition and things. Yeah. Anyway, love the moccasins. I was thinking, actually, I have the rubber soles on these moccasins, eh? See that? Where are we? Oh yeah, there we go. So from the rubber boots, I cut the sole off and sew them on. Works really good, and it's nice because it's so damp quite often. Oh, but I might make a pair without the rubber sole, because it's really nice to walk just with one thin layer of leather on the ground. It's basically like barefoot, which is a great way to go. Best way to go, I'd say. Maybe I'll finish at this. See, this is just a trail I cut. Well, I just kind of marked, I guess. Let's switch it. Oh, it's dark, eh? Oof. Yeah, so I cut it. Whoa. I marked it off. But there's a trail just down here that's really, it's like a little highway on the property. I think a lot of people use it to go from one little edge to another, you know? Let's see where it is. Oh, getting my feet tangled up. You know, if the camera goes like head over heels, you know what happened to me. I got caught without paying attention on some vine on the ground. Oh, it's so nice to be up here. Oh, I'm gonna switch it because this is a gorgeous view. Yeah, look at that, eh? And that's actually where the highway trail is. Oh. How lucky to be living here, eh? Don't you think? I think so. Every day. I was just recently reading. Oh, what's this? Funny the pieces of plastic you find somewhere places. I was just reading something about gratefulness. Okay, so here's this trail. See that trail? Like that, you can see it's a really. You could never miss that in a million years. I mean, you could probably even do it blind, you know. And it goes off over to another trail, and then that goes up top of that ridge up here. Yeah, about gratefulness. Oh yeah, about gratefulness, eh? What was this article about? Oh. Just something about... And I don't know why I'm struggling with the words, because I do feel this way really deeply about... Just by feeling and expressing gratitude for the mosquitoes, that it can do wonders to your sense of sanity, I guess, or sense of self and peace of mind, all that stuff, eh? Yeah. I mean, every day I do that. Say, you know, show gratefulness. Nothing big, right? No, I don't do anything big, crazy. Like, anyway. But anyway, just showing gratefulness. This article is saying that it can really do a lot to help us, and this is a good time if we whatever we can. I reckon whatever we can find that can help us cope with the situation, right? Like for instance, okay, now I'm busting the myth a bit, right? There's sort of a myth that revolves around me, I guess. It's the bushwoman, right? Crazy bushwoman. Which is not a false myth, but it's not a complete myth. Because this last week and a half, I guess, week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe it was after I got back from, I went to visit my mom and brother in Bangkok, and my friend Su Chang and other people. Actually, it's really just those three that I saw, that I wanted to see. Anyway. Yeah, I guess since coming back then, I just felt like, I deal with it. Like, I can deal with it, like if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see lots of climate stuff, but mostly I just read it cursively, and okay, I put it in the back of my head and forget about it, but post it at different places. And anyway, so I've been like, I just don't want to, just have a little vacation from it all, you know, in my head. So I've been watching Netflix. I've been watching The Good Wife, right? Which is good show, right? It's a lawyer show, and I like that. I like lawyer shows. Anyway, so the funny thing is that I totally got wrapped into it. Okay, there's a spoiler. Don't listen for the next 2 minutes if you haven't seen it, or you're gonna see it, or you're watching it but haven't gotten to the middle of the 5th season, I guess. Oh man, I knew I was getting too engaged in this. Okay, spoiler, okay, warning, step away if you care. Because this character, Will, gets shot in court. Oh, god damn. Anyway, that episode, I was just like, what the hell? And the next episode, which I watched right after, because it's Netflix, right? If you don't watch 3 or 4 episodes at a shot, you're not doing it right. I guess. Anyway, I just like wept for the whole thing. I just watched the whole episode with tears flowing down. Oh Lord. And that's what I thought, oh, I think I may be getting a little bit too, what's the word? A little too invested in this show. But what about Alicia? Oh my God. Who cares about the climate? Well, it's gone. How are we going to cope? Anyway, I'm coming to both an end of that show and also the end of my time, of my checkout time. Anyway, so I recommend that too. If you need, you don't have to be engaged all the time. You can't really. I remember this really great environmentalist Saskatchewan guy who did a lot of stuff around nuclear power plants, I guess, in Saskatchewan. Did a great talk, and part of his talk was saying, you know, people that are really involved and connected to the, oh my God, get off me, in environmental issues, all the stuff that all spins around that. It's such a big thing. Like, environmental issue doesn't cover it really, but he says, no, you really have to step away. You can't. You need to step away sometimes for whatever length of time. Like a few days, a month, a year, whatever it is, you know. Because you just go crazy after a while. It's just so overwhelming. And there's the red pill thing, right? Like, once you see what's going on, you can't not see it. I mean, I've been reading that a lot lately. Like with, I wonder who said that. Maybe it was either Kevin Hester or a post. Someone commented. Anyway, something about the red pill. Like, basically, and, you know, I know he would say this, and other people I know too. So, whatever. It doesn't matter who it was. That, you know, once you see something, you can't not see it anymore, right? No matter how hard you try. No matter how many episodes of The Good Wife you watch, you still can't not see it. That's just the fact of life and nature, I guess. Yeah, let's have a better look at this steep hill. Anyway, right, but we must take care of our sanity. We can only do so much, we can only do our own bit, right? And the bits are good. Yeah. Anyway, this is probably enough. Gratefulness. Talked about Guy McPherson earlier. To me, his main point is we actually don't know when our time is. So if anything, is a really good lesson that every day is precious, and live fully, and, you know, that's true. Like, live with a sense of love, of people, place, nature, whatever it is, right? Live with excellence. Strive for not perfection, but excellence. So you end up, I think, to me, well, excellence is a good word, although I guess it could be interpreted certain ways. I think just live fully, and live, if you can, whatever, do our best, right? Try to live fully, and when you need a break, take a break. And when you need to watch The Good Wife, watch The Good Wife. Okay, anyway, that's good enough for now. It's probably long enough too. Okay, so I'm back in the saddle with doing my videos. Hopefully I'll do another one soon. Okay, hope everyone's doing great. I'll tag the people I mention, as I usually do. And if you want to if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to subscribe and click like. I don't know why it matters, but everyone says be sure to click like. So if you want to click like, click like. If you think what I'm doing is stupid, click unlike. Why not? Because I'm meandering. I'm doing this is on purpose. It's a what's the word that Su Yang said? Stream of consciousness is what this is. So don't come expecting a scripted thing, except for the music. The music videos I have, those are more planned and created. This is just shooting out of the ass. Okay, hope everyone's doing good out there. Ciao.